Well, good morning. I wanted to make an update video talking about what's been going on with me. Some people have heard plenty of stuff about my diagnosis, had a lot of questions. So I wanted to do this, make it easier to share, and kind of bring everybody up to speed. Um, so the quick sum is in March of 2023, just last year, I was diagnosed with esophageal cancer stage 4, meaning it has already metastasized. There were spots in my liver, several lymph nodes were lit up. Um, and it was causing me just some mild discomfort at the time. And then I got into treatment in a clinical trial at the University of Michigan that began in May, and I have been on chemotherapy since that point. We have seen promising results. In fact, the doctor has said um, that basically treatment is going as well as it can be. We're continuing to see shrinkage in the primary tumors and all this and the secondary tumors, but they're not gone; they're still there. And as long as we are at least maintaining stability or seeing improvement, we are just going to keep going forward with where we're at. If we no longer are seeing improvement, we're starting to see growth and stuff again. We have other clinical trials and other treatment options to look at, and we'll talk about those as they become necessary. I look a little rough right now. This is the day after infusion. Yesterday I spent all day at Ann Arbor, full day, 8 hours in the hospital. Blood draws, meeting with the doctor, sitting in the infusion chair. My current treatment is I get a immunotherapy followed by one chemotherapy drug. I used to get two, but I had a reaction to one of them. They had to drop it. Um, but it looks like I'm still showing improvement with just the one that I am receiving. And then when they send me home, I actually get this little bag. It's got a tube in it, and I have that on my chest, which makes it impossible to wash my hair without a little bit of help. Can't take a shower, can't get this wet, which is, yeah, why I look plenty scruffy this morning. Um, if you want to stop at this point, that's the easy sum. I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth about everything that's going on, try to answer some of the questions that a lot of people always had. Short term is the diagnosis I have. The 5-year survival rate is 10%. Um, I'm doing everything I can to beat those odds. I want to see my kids grow up. I want to be there for them. The news I got took away the back half of my life, and I am now working on fighting and trying to get every bit of that back that I can. That's why from the start, um, local doctors here were giving me some pretty basic treatment options. They really love to throw around the word palliative care, um, which is just about making sure you're comfortable, giving as much time as you can. And I was like, well, I want to beat this if at all possible. Called around. U of M was pretty promising. They had a clinical study that was opening up that I qualified for. Met with doctors there and got in with a Dr. Ensler, who was a research doctor at the University of Michigan, and they were doing a clinical trial on um, new immunotherapies. So I've been in that program since May. I get treatments every 2 weeks. I go generally Monday. Um, I get CT scans about every 4 to 6 weeks. As a part of the clinical trial, they want a pretty much constant update on what the progress is. Normally, people get maybe 2 CT scans a year. Um, I see my doctor every time I go, which I actually found out is unusual. So a lot of the other guys in chairs around me, I have heard them, or they only see the doctor every second or third visit. They're seeing the doctor once a month or once every 6 weeks. Um, Occasionally, I see his physician's assistant, generally on when we have a CT scan on Monday, then I'll end up seeing her on Tuesday instead of Dr. Ensler, but she's also really good. Listens well, does they've done well. They've treated me very well. Love all the treatment staff that I've had there. It's been a pretty good time, and I want to thank Joe and Debbie, My in-laws, they've done a remarkable job of helping with the kids when we have those treatments. My parents, Gary and Linda, they've come down and helped out when they've needed to and when they've been able to. Um, like when Joe and Debbie were on vacation, they did that. It helped us out a lot. And I have been blessed with good vibes from everybody around me. I have a lot of friends and family that have expressed a lot of care for me, and I appreciate all of that. I am on numerous prayer lists. Keep it up. I'm doing well and I'm feeling good. Um, it got really bad before treatment started. Um, it wasn't debilitating pain, but it was pain and it was exhaustion, and I couldn't eat. Um, right before, well, I got the diagnosis, we made some quick plans. We took a trip to Disney World, took the kids. Um, Joe and Debbie went with us. Truthfully, the trip wouldn't have happened without them. I could not have managed the stress of all of it, of watching the kids and getting stuff lined up and doing the driving and just taking care of myself. As it was, I basically lived off of ibuprofen and narcotics that week. Was taking ibuprofen all day long. We get back to the place we were renting, and I would take a like codeine to Tylenol, go to bed. It was the only way I could sleep through the night. I was in pretty constant discomfort or pain. I was having to eat, but I couldn't eat much, about every hour and a half, hour to an hour and a half. I was living off of Minute Maid frozen ices at the Disney parks because I was buying one of those every time I could. I couldn't even drink water. Just getting water down was difficult. So yeah, like all told, I lost over 40 pounds from the time my diagnosis until treatment began. I got down to 200 pounds, which thankfully I had to lose. Um, but yeah, and it was all just because I wasn't eating. Um, I couldn't. I mean, thank Becca, my wife. She was making fruit smoothies with protein powder. She was making 3 a day. By the end, by April, I spent the vast majority of my time in bed. I was just so uncomfortable. I was looking for the position of least discomfort to try to kind of fall asleep because I was just also exhausted. I get out of bed, I'd shuffle across the house, I'd drink one of those protein shakes, go to the bathroom, crawl back in bed, and put a movie on or a show on, half watch it, drift off to sleep. Hour and a half, 2 hours later, wake up, repeat the process. Did that over and over again every day. Um, that was the scariest part of all of this. Like, I mean, the news was scary and that, but that feeling and seeing that decline and how rapid that came was shocking. Um, that was never me. Um, I've always been go, go, go. As soon as you stop, you're done moving. And I was stopped. I was done moving. Treatment got started and it was just about 3 weeks, not even a month. I was feeling 60, 70% better. At this point now, I feel normal. I feel good um, for at least a week, um, close to like 8 days, 9 days of just normalcy. Even when I'm on the chemo right now, I don't feel bad. I'm not worn out. I'm not tired. Um, I can still do most of the things. The only thing I miss is being able to take a shower right now. Tomorrow afternoon, Becca disconnects this apparatus from my chest, and that gives me the freedom to finally take a shower and sleep more comfortably. And so the joke always is I always take a nap in a shower after I get disconnected, and then I feel fine. The biggest thing I notice at this point is I don't have the energy I used to, but I have a lot more energy than I was. Now, if I'm on my feet for 2 to 3 hours, I wear out. I'm tired. I'm ready to sit down. I need a break. I can't do 8 or 10 hours on my feet like I always used to being at the market. Um, and so, I feel that lack, but I'm grateful for what I got because if I get a rest in, I can get back up and I can do more stuff. Driving doesn't wear me out. Using my brain's not wearing me out. I can still interact with my kids and help with homework and play games, cuddle them on the couch, watch shows, all of that important stuff that I don't want them to miss going through all of this. Um, so yeah, treatment started in May. I was getting an immunotherapy called nivolumab, and I was getting two chemotherapy drugs. One is called oxaliplatin, um, and the other is called fluorouracil, commonly called the number 5-FU. Together, the chemo drugs are a common treatment protocol that's abbreviated to FOLFOX. So if you've ever heard that, that's what I was getting for my chemo. The add-on was the immunotherapy of nivolumab. That's to help my body fight those cancer cells. Um, Treatment has gone ridiculously well. Um, I went nearly 6 months with zero complications. The only complication I had was nausea. They made some adjustments there because at one point I was bouncing between 200 and 210 pounds. I'd get up to about 210. I'd have a treatment. I'd spend the day after treatment not even able to keep water down. I'd lose a lot of weight. I'd get down to about 200 pounds. And then that nausea would settle. I'd get my appetite back in a big way. Kind of gorge on food for a day or two. And weight would come back up. Consistently, all of my blood work has bounced right back up to baseline. Um, Dr. Ensler said that is remarkable. Usually you see a return, but not all the way back to baseline. And it's a slow decline over time as people are on chemo longer. I have not had that. I'm bouncing all the way back to baseline. I've very steady, which means I haven't had to delay anything. We've been going strong. Kept all my hair. Um, I haven't suffered. I have a little bit of neuropathy in my feet and my fingertips. That was caused by the oxaliplatin. I started to have a reaction to the oxaliplatin after about 6 months. Not unusual. Doctor said it is not uncommon. Most people stop oxy after 3 to 4 months because of reactions and bad side effects. And even at that point, they've had reduced doses of oxy. Truthfully, I never got the reduced doses. Right about the time we were looking at reducing the doses, I started to, because of the neuropathy, I started to have a reaction to the oxy, basically an allergic reaction during the infusion. They hit me up with a lot of Benadryl, knocked me right out, break out in hives and that kind of thing. So they resolved that, but after 3 reactions, 3 different times of having a reaction, they said we can't do the oxy anymore. And that was a lot of concerns, because generally, you wonder, is this the one that was doing all the work? As it is now, we're not entirely certain, but it still looks like the fluorouracil 5-FU is actually still doing the work. We'll know more in January with my next CT scan, but we're continuing to see shrinkage. I'm continuing to feel good. A very real concern, but this whole journey has been filled with very real concerns and bits of hope sprinkled throughout. So they stopped that one in November. I think it was November, maybe just into October. Now but I'm still getting all the other treatments. Still feeling good, which they said is one of the primary things. Some of you may know, some of you don't. the Shelton's Farm Market business that I've worked at for the last for the last 15 years full time, but I've been there for 20 years. They closed their doors. Aldi's wanted to buy the property, and we processed it through. I don't have it in me to, be able to continue forward with that family business, even though that was initially what one of my plans was. So now I'm in a holding pattern. I'm taking some time off. I'm going to enjoy time with my kids. I'm going to enjoy the summer with the kids. And we will see what the future brings. Becca and I have already been talking about this and talk about what and, how to manage things going forward. And we think we're going to be just fine. But it's a time of change. Always in the back of my mind is what happens when treatment stops working. It is unlikely that continuing chemo for even an extended period of time is going to completely eliminate the cancers I have. It's possible. It's not likely. What I have is not likely to be removable by surgery because it metastasized. If by a miracle all of the spots in my liver went completely away, some of the lymph node spots went away, and that kind of stuff, it's super slim possibility. That's not what I'm holding out hope for, truthfully. Kind of our expectation is, my goal is to hang on long enough and do this long enough for the next breakthrough to happen. For instance, because of COVID-19 and the breakthroughs they had with the mRNA vaccine and the stability there, they've been able to use it in other research methodologies, especially for cancer treatments. They've had some promising trials, animal trials with mRNA vaccines that teach the body to fight the cancer. That might be the best hope I have going forward. They're not the human trials yet, but a few more years they might be. Pray for that. Pray that breakthrough, pray that research progresses and that breakthrough for human consumption happens. I mean, I'd love to get to be cancer free, but even if not, I'm fighting for every day I can get. As everything stands right now, not to be too morbid or blunt, but the cancer's probably going to kill me. My fervent hope is that it takes closer to 15 years than it does 5. I want to get my kids through school. I want to be there for everything that I can. I want them to have those memories. That's why I made like some of those guitar videos, and I plan on making more. I need to finish crocheting Rose the scarf that she picked out the colors for, and spend time with them on things they'll remember. It's just important to me that they know I love. I think that shares pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. If anybody ever has any questions, they want to know what's going on, shoot me a text, send me a Facebook message, send me a message via YouTube, send me an email. My goal isn't to hide any of this. I'll talk about it. I don't know how many people want to hear all of it. We just had a big get together for all of the past, current and former employees of Shelton's at the market. We had a giant group photo. The number one thing that everybody said to me is, "You look really good." Surprise in their eyes. It's like, yeah. And my flippant response to all of them is, "I don't look like a cancer patient." And they all go, "Well, yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm feeling good and things are going well." Some days are hard emotionally. physically, I really don't have many hard days. The future will probably hold plenty of those. But I can't worry about them now because worrying about it's not going to change whether it's going to happen or not. I need to enjoy the moments that I have. Yeah, like I said, reach out if you wanna chit chat or just want an update. I'm always willing to share. I just don't always know who has a desire to hear all of the details. Some of them are pretty complex and involved. Um, kind of boring, unless you have some passing knowledge of what I'm talking about when you get into the medical of it. But otherwise, I love all you guys.